Hey everyone, thanks for joining me today. Today's video is a little bit different. I am not so much doing a tutorial as I wanted to show some things to you that I've used continuously over the years. And I think the Dollar Tree, $1.25 tree, is a great place to get some supplies and not spend a whole lot of money and still get the great looks and textures that we want. So I wanted to show you today some of my favorite things to use. Not all of them are things that you will make for your junk journal, but things to use to make those things. Hope that makes sense. Anyway, here we go. These are just my current favorite things. Number one is probably the most surprising to me because I bought these years ago when I very first started junk journaling, because you grab everything you can find, every kind of paper. I was ridiculous. And I got these, I call them elementary school paper. What it reminds me of, the texture isn't that great and they're kind of flimsy. I still like them, but I've had them for years and didn't use them. So I decided to throw them in with my tea dyeing, and they are my absolute favorite thing to tea dye. They have, listen, the sound, the texture, and most times the lines go away. You're just left with this beautiful piece of golden paper. Oh, and the sound, and it's thicker, it's sturdy. I love it. This is probably my favorite paper, listen, to tea dye anymore. And a close second would probably be this pad. And I'm counting all these as one still. And it has 3 different kinds of paper in it. And I also tea dyed those. It comes with, I guess this is just, what's it called? Scribble paper. So scribble paper, construction paper, and there's also tracing paper in here, which I've used the tracing paper many times in different projects, and I don't think there's any left in this book. But the tracing paper is good for so many things. Oh, here's a piece as well. You can also tea dye that, and I wish I'd known that was here because I bet it looks really cool. Also, the back of these books are a really pretty cardboard. Really pretty. Look at that. It's a good color. I know that when we use packaging, a lot of times if we're backing something or we want tags that we can write on, we look for this pretty color. And it is a really nice, it doesn't look like that. I don't know. Sometimes in packaging, it's kind of a flat, not a good color. But anyway, here's the tea dyed papers out of this. This is the scribble paper. And it, again, has the good texture. This is the construction paper. Isn't it pretty? And it only comes in my store. It's always green and yellow. But look how pretty when you tea dye it. Isn't that pretty? And that's the construction papers. The scribble paper ends up a lot like the elementary paper. The same great texture. I also tea dyed some of this paper, the sketch pad paper, and it turns out really pretty as well. Has a great texture. So those are 3 of my favorite papers to tea dye from Dollar Tree. And I think in the elementary pack you get 60 sheets. In this pack you get 81 sheets. That's divided among the 3 different types. And then in this one you get 64 sheets. So I don't know. I haven't figured that out. Is that a real, winner money-wise or not? But I love how they turn out, and I love the texture. The second thing, wax paper. So many things to do with this. It's such a great deal for what you get. It's a thinner paper, but it's perfect for rust dyeing papers, distress inks. For $1.25, you get lots. You can make lots and lots of these, and they're perfect to add to your junk journals if you like texture. you know, and sound. These are great. Okay, my third pick was the safety pins. You get a pack of 100 of them, and they're not the best, especially the smaller ones. The big ones are good, sturdy quality, but the smaller ones are pretty thin. But what I like to do with these, on top of just making charms and putting a little jump ring in the eye hole at the bottom, you know, and clipping them to a page, to different ephemera, you know, hang it from that. I like to rust them. They make beautiful rusted pieces, which are perfect for clipping on to muslin to, you know, just add that little extra something. So you have a plain muslin printed piece, you clip a little rusty safety pin on it. I think it's beautiful to add to any cluster, but I think those are a neat thing to rust. Even if you don't rust them, they still look neat with ephemera hanging from them. The fourth thing I like, and these are not in order of how I like them, but I got these a couple years ago as well. And even though they're not great paints, I mean, they're not your high dollar, I think they're great. They cover well. I use them a lot to make rusty looking pieces out of packaging. I think this is actually on the other side. I have some digitals because I'm going to make charms out of them. But these are just Pop-Tart packaging is what this is. And you can see that I've used these three colors to make it. So I've used the rust, the blue, and a little bit of this orange to make those rusty colors. This one I think I used a different, maybe some brown. But they're so easy and you get a lot. And when you're covering packaging like that, you want good strong colors that go a long way. And these do. I would highly recommend these. Acrylogy, I don't know. But it's premium acrylic paint. Water, it is water-based. The deep brown is probably my favorite. It doesn't look deep brown. It looks rust to me. And then this one is turquoise and deep yellow. But these two here I have used on so many things. These are definitely worth the money. And every time I go, I check to make sure they still have them because I love those colors. And, you know, for $1.25, these are 6 ounces. To me, that's a good buy. Here are some charms that I've painted the backs with those, actually. This one is also with those colors, but I also had some red, which I did get from the Dollar Tree. But I think that, like I say, for the price, to me, that just looks wonderful. And I love charms. And then my last, probably, next to the paper, probably my favorite, these makeup tools. And I use them to spread glue and the glue, paint, whatever. And the reason why is because, look, I don't clean my tools like I should. So I leave them and they just dry up and you peel it right off. Look at that. It just peels right off. I love these. And it spreads your, whatever you're using, whether it's paint, you know, mixed media items or glue, whatever. These are the perfect tools to spread anything with. I love them. It's kind of a silicone. These are wonderful. And just as a little extra, I wanted to say, I love their staples. This is the brand that we have at my store, and they rust really well. See how pretty they rust? Those are some of the staples, and I think they rust really well. Sometimes if you rust items, you know, things just don't rust really well. It'll turn black or not be a pretty color of rust, but these actually really do, and there's 5,000 in the box. So that was a good deal. And then just as a side note, if you like to write and journal, love these pens. Seriously. They can make even my handwriting look decent. And they're very smooth. I love them. Love these pens. And again, I don't get anything from this. I wanted to share some of the things with you because I know, like every store, sometimes we find really good things that we're like, I can't believe I only had to pay $1 for that. So, thanks for joining me. I hope you liked my picks. Please let me know what some of your favorites are, and I'll see you next time. Thanks, guys. Bye.